I didn't know what I wanted to build in the shop this time, so I thought, well, maybe I'll just build something for fun and kind of an experiment. I don't know if it's going to work, so let's see. I had a kind of a general shape in my head that I wanted to use for this build, and I started laying it out on a board with a French curve. And this is just a couple pieces of leftover rafter here, so 2x8s. Just southern yellow pine. This is sort of a proof of concept type of build, so I'm not committing any nice hardwood to it at this point. I fiddled and fussed a while, but eventually got a general shape marked out that I was satisfied with, and took it to cut it out. First stop is the miter saw, not only to lop off the unused portion, but the one end needs to be a nice straight cut, so that's the best tool for that job. I just line up with my line by eye, and that'll be close enough. I also cut the unused part off the other end just to get it out of the way for swinging it around on the bandsaw. I think my scrap pail needs emptying. I took it to the bandsaw then and cut it out. I follow the lines, mostly. The shape is still evolving a little at this point. When I was drawing it on there, I didn't know how I wanted to shape the end, kind of angular and pointy or rounded. I kind of drew it both ways. I first cut it out the pointy way, but didn't really like it all that much. So after holding it up and looking at it, and pondering a bit, I decided curvy might be better than pointy. So I redraw and round off the corners. After I get that one done, I need another one just like it, so tracing it onto the other board is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Same drill at the miter saw. On to the bandsaw. And I tried to follow the lines a little more closely on this one so it'll better match the first one. And I was mostly successful at that. They ended up close enough to being the same that nobody would notice, and that's good enough for this project. Then it was over to the belt and disc sander to smooth out all the rough saw marks. Now I need to lay out these two pieces so the flat ends are parallel to each other in sort of a yin-yang orientation, and mark lines on them so they're in line with each other. A quick measurement says they're parallel. And with the framing square, that should do the trick. And that line on there is basically just a reference line, so I can line up the drill by eye, trying to hold it level and also in line with the line. Boy, that's a lot of lines. But I was able to get both of them drilled, and pretty straight too, so they should end up aligned.
Over the line!
With those drilled, I want to attach each one to a board, and I'm centering it side to side, and this first one is about 2 1/4 inches from one end. I got it in place, marked around it, then drilled the screw holes through the board from above. And my plan is to hold the curved pieces in place while I drill up from the bottom to get the pilot holes into it. to drive screws into it and be able to keep it in place while I'm doing it. Which works pretty well, but I got so intent on accomplishing that and getting them straight and in the right place, I did the assembly with glue on both of them. And then I realized, hey dummy, you're going to round over all the edges.
You're an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
But I sure did get them on there all nice and straight. Here I am building the second one. All the while the glue is drying on the first one. I even clamped a small board to the edge of the bench to make it easier to keep them square and check the alignment. I was really proud of myself. I didn't realize it until right along about in here somewhere that I royally screwed up. So the only thing I could do is take them apart, and the one that I just completed came apart pretty good with no damage, but the first one, that glue had already taken hold pretty well, so it broke the board coming apart. Well, I don't think I'm going to try and repair that. I'll just make a new one. I cut a new board off camera and then took all the parts over to the router table this time to do a nice big round over on the edges like I originally intended. I did all the edges on the curved pieces except for the flat end, the top edges on what would be the base, and all the edges on the top board. Then I put them together for a second time for the last time, or the last time again, or something. Anyway, that was enough for that day. The next morning I checked the alignment again and did some figuring on what my next step is going to be and how to make this thing work. I decided I needed some stabilizing struts, or outriggers so to speak, to help steady the final product. So I found a piece of 1x in the bin, which is about 2 3/8 inches wide, and I cut two pieces 14 inches long, and then rounded over the edges on one side of those. I gave them a quick sanding. One of those goes on each board, centered side to side, and square. And I'll pre-drill and use 3 screws and glue to hold those on. They need to be fairly strong, and I could have even used a 2x board here for added strength, but the 1x's will do for now. For the second one, I've got the first one sitting on top of the end of it to hold it, because the curvy piece is kind of hanging under the bench, because I'm screwing the strut on the bottom, which is actually the top. Confused yet? I sure was, several times during this build. I probably should have drawn this thing out on paper instead of just depending on my head, because my head's not really as reliable as a drawing nowadays. But anyway, it'll all come together here in a bit, I promise. With those attached, I need to drill holes near their ends, and I'm using a 17/64 brad point bit just to keep it from wandering in the grain of the wood. And this is the same size bit I used to drill the holes in the curvy pieces earlier. The holes are centered side to side, and I'm holding them in the same distance from the ends. For the other one, I'm doing the same thing, but I'm drilling them the other way from the other side, which wasn't really a good idea because I got tear out on the side that'll show. But it'll be partially hidden, and this isn't a showpiece anyway, more of a test case. So now it's time to attach these pieces together. Well, sort of. I'm tying them together with rope. I think this is paracord actually. I'm just inserting it through the holes and tying knots in the ends. And I'm trying to get the lengths right so the top and bottom will be roughly equal distance from each other and parallel, so this contraption will actually stand on its own. It did take some fiddling and trial and error to get it in the ballpark. Let's see if it works. Ta-da! As it is right now, it's unstable without something sitting on the end of the tabletop, which could be quite the booby trap. Set something on there and then ask someone to grab it and hand it to you, and when they pick it up, the table falls apart. Could be fun at parties or pranking the kids. But I'm going to add a screw hook on the bottom of the top, and I'll hang something interesting from it, and that should stabilize it. It works. Shorten these up just a little bit, I think. Or shorten this one up a little bit. I shortened the center one a little bit. That looks a little better. More level. So if you're not familiar with this concept, it's called tensegrity, and that's a contraction of tensional integrity. I believe that was coined by Buckminster Fuller. And obviously this one needs weight on this end to stabilize it, but you can make these things where you don't need this. You have tension lines on this side also, and you are pulling down on this and up on these, and that's how it works. It's visually interesting because when you first look at it, you don't know quite how it's working. But it does work, so I thought I'd build one just for fun. So, hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.